Hello, good morning. Shall we continue our revision work? Last class I had been discussing some introductory part of linguistics. We discussed what is linguistics, what is morphology, what is phonetics, what is phonology, how semanticism related to linguistics, everything we discussed. So hope that you should do some hard work. You know, a philosopher has said, a deer does not come to a sleeping lion's mouth. Suppose a lion is sleeping, its prey won't come. Lion has to work hard. Like that, you have to do work. You have to do hard work. Then your prey and your desired areas will come. So that is a philosophy written in one of the books. Like that, we can discuss terminologies. It's part of the areas in linguistics. So we should cover all the areas now in linguistics part. Here in the syllabus given diachronic and synchronic approaches that already discussed when we took a class. What is called diachronic approach? Diachronic approach, you know, it is a type of language study over a span of time. It is related to the evolution and history of language. That is what we called diachronic approach. Diachronic approach. So what is, they will ask you the difference between diachronic and synchronic approach in linguistics. Diachronic means it relates from one period to another period. Alright, one period like century basis. From first century, some what is called from Plato's period, how reached Aristotle, how reached so many other writers, some philosophers and linguists. So slowly, periodically, period by period, you make an approach that is called diachronic approach in linguistic studies. So what is diachronic? It is a type of language study over a span of time. That is a simple definition you can give. What is diachronic? How is it different from synchronic approach? Synchronic. What is called synchronic? Synchronic approach. Alright, synchronic approach. It is synchronic study, analysis of a single language at a particular time. You make a study on a particular language, just like phonology, particular sound system of language. In the same way, you study particular language, single language at a particular time is called synchronic approach. So that is given in the syllabus, synchronic and diachronic. Then what is called prescriptive? Once we discussed grammar, in traditional grammar, the module number 4, introduction to the grammatical stages, I discussed in detail what is prescriptive. Prescriptive means prescribing rules. We give certain prescription, doctor's prescription, like that. We give prescription, prescriptive grammar, prescriptive language. Then descriptive means describing from the beginning what is called descriptive in nature. So traditional grammar is prescriptive because they prescribe rules. What is a sentence? Sentence is a group of words which makes a complete sense. It is prescribing a definition by which you make certain questions, certain sentences, then you will get. So prescribing rules. What is a noun? Noun is the name of a person, place, a thing, like prescription rules coming. So we have all these things, then keep in mind. So diachronic study and synchronic study, then prescriptive and descriptive, traditional, all these that we have to. So where we give to another some areas related to. Some areas related to. Here given, what is lang and parole? That we studied in structural grammarians, or what you call what is called your structural Bloomfieldian linguistics, where we studied lang. What is lang? Lang is considered as the communication system of a particular community. It is also compared to competence. Noam Chomsky calls these language competence. It is a community, so a group of people's total capacity. So lang considered as one of the communication system of a particular community, that is called lang. Whereas parole is related to individual style. Words individual people use. Words that which an individual uses is called parole. So my own parole is having a limitation. So it is considered to be performance by Chomsky. So lang on the one hand, competence on the other hand. Then parole is on the one hand, performance is on the other hand. Both are seen. The other common idea that we have to discuss here, what is called a register. That register, idiolect, dialect, all these coming in the module number 1. You can copy down dialect, idiolect, register. Because of what I try to give you, all these technical terms you have to keep in mind. Then only you can easily identify when they ask you some multiple choice type of questions or one word type of questions or filling the blanks, like all of a sudden we have to answer. So dialect coming, the idiolect coming, register coming, bilingualism that we discussed. Again that coming in the module number 1 that you have to refer when you study what is language. So dialect, then language be here. So any type of doubts that you face, you ask me. Then another problem in the textbook module given, syntax. Alright, what is called syntax? Alright, syntax. What is called syntax? Alright, first thing that you keep in mind, syntax is a sentence. Syntax. Everywhere they will ask you what is sentence. Sentence is syntax. Technically we call syntax. It is a structure of a sentence. First point, syntax means structure of a sentence. We have sentence structure is S plus V plus O is a syntactical structure in AV active voice. Syntactical structure, syntax. So modern grammarians call a sentence is a syntax. Then what is a syntax? Structure of a sentence. It is called non-flexible syntactical structure. Non-flexible. We cannot easily fluctuate. We cannot easily shift one element from one position to another position and make another sentence. It's not quite possible. But in the AV to PV possible or PV to AV possible, means active voice can be changed into passive voice. And that is another process called what is called transformation process. That is coming later. So, but I want to clarify here certain technical terms used in linguistics that once you are asked, then you have to answer. Either in the YV or seminar like, or where you are people sitting and other people ask you questions that you answer. So they will ask you what is a syntax. First point to keep in mind, syntax is a sentence. And what is a sentence or syntax? It should have a structure. And this structure is called syntactical structure. So it should have a sentence structure at the level which we study how words combine to form phrases. Keep in mind it has a root. What is a sentence? It is a sentence. Syntax. What is a syntax? It is a sentence. Second point, it has a structural coordination. Structural coordination. It should give you the definition or the clarification on structure of sentence level at which we study how words are combined. how words are combined together to form a phrase, or phrases to clauses, or clauses to sentences. So phrase to clause, clause to sentence will become all the relevant areas of syntactical structure. All right, next point. It involves description of the rules, positioning of the elements. As should be positioned first, we should be followed, then later, or should be positioned. So in the syntactical structure, elements to be in coordination with all the position we have to keep in order. So what is called syntax? That they will ask you. Again here in the page number 77, this textbook. All right, linguistics, all these areas we are discussing. If any one of the minor areas left out, you do not hesitate to ask me. Either in your group or in the mail ID, we will send you answer. You needn't worry about any areas that have been kept unnoticed. We will teach you, don't worry. So next one, which is not given here in the book, is called, what is graphology? They will ask you, what is called graphology? All right, graphology. All right, graphology. What is called graphology? All right, what is called graphology? Write down point, number point, study of writing system. Graphology means study of writing system. Formation of letters. Generally, people ask, or you ask any one of your friends, or you ask your neighbors, or you ask your classmates, how many types of letters possible in English language? Definitely 99% people will tell only 2 types. All right, only 2 types. Actually, we have 4 types of letters. Once we ask how many types of letters, people will say 26. 26 alphabets are there. Letters are different. So, people who study graphology in the correct way can authentically say that we have 4 types. All right. Writing, capital letter 1 type, small letter 1 type. Printing, capital letter 1 type, and small letters some other different. So we have 4 types of letters possible in English language, but everybody says 2 types. So you have to go deeply in the field of graphology with the writing. And also, suppose some people say this is the method we write T. Some people say we say like this. This is not acceptable. This is one acceptable one. And in the letter C, we write like this. But in the writing, we call C like this. So graphology is different. Once you make a detailed study in graphology, we will study the writing system in the proper way. Then what is called lexicology, another one. So after graphology, we will come to lexicology. Lexicology, all right, lexicology. All these terms you should be familiar with. Lexicology. Lexicology means the manner in which lexical items are grouped together. Copy down point. Lexicology, how lexicology kept. I referred pen, all right. We never say nep, we say pen, because it is a lexical item, should be kept in the proper order. Manner in which lexical item means words are grouped together, that is called lexicology. All right. Then dialect coming in the unit number 1, phonology, then all these series. Then why linguistics called? Then we go to different types of languages or linguistics. What is diachronic? All this area coming, dialectology. Then next one, how do you explain signifier? Or why is it called signified? Both are the areas coming, signifier and signified. So you can copy down what is called each linguistic sign is a composed of a signifier, and the object that refers is called signified. For example, we write cat is a signifier because cat is a it has a shape of an animal type, cat, pussy cat. The letter first C, then A, then T. It is a sign. When it is formed and we write cat, C-A-T, cat, it is a signifier. When it refers to an object, all right, it is called signified. So we have three concepts: sign coming, just like when I say tree, all right, you say tree, all right, you get a combination of letters, you make a sign. Once it is written T-R-W, it becomes a signifier. Then it shows a object like a tree, it is signified. So three items are closely related. One is a sign, second is signifier, third one is signified. So these are the terms coming. So object is signified always. What is called socio-linguistic? I told you there is only one possible important essay topic from this area, module number 2 coming, which are the branches of linguistics. I told you 6 branches. Some branches already discussed. Example, anthropological item I discussed earlier, psycholinguistics I discussed earlier, sociolinguistics earlier discussed. In the same way, sociolinguistics means what they ask you. It deals with. Do you follow me? Sociolinguistics is one of the branches of study of linguistics. It deals with the exploration of relation between language and the society. I repeat once again, sociolinguistics deals with the exploration of the relation between language and the society. If language is rejected by the society, no use. So once we study language belongs to society, it is called socio-linguistics. So another area coming here, semiology, that you can keep in semiotics and semiology. All right. After lexicology, after socio-linguistics, semiotics. All right. Semiotics or semiology. All right, semiology or semiotics. They will ask you semiotics. It is given here, semiotics. What is semiotics? Semiotics, it is study of signs and their uses. It is the study of signs. Some symbols and the signs. This area is related to semiology. So we discussed what is competence, what is performance, then what is psycholinguistics, developmental linguistics, then neurolinguistics. That is another point we have to come across. Is one of the areas of branches of linguistics, what is called neurolinguistics. Again, I told you, we discussed it in detail once we took the class. It is a study of language in connection between language and the brain. Some linguists or some scientists or some researchers say generally our brain has 2 parts, or generally the back part is related with language. Once we get unknowingly a damage to the back part of our brain, we lose our memories. First memory we lose to the use of language. All right, that area is called what we studied, aphasia. You remember that I taught you earlier what is called aphasia. Aphasia is a technical term which means lose the memory of language. So we will be victims of aphasia as a disease, losing our memory. If we fall down unknowingly, back part damaged, that area coming. So what is called neuro-linguistics is a scientific area by which people, linguists, make a study on language. So what is, they will ask you what is neuro-linguistics. Some small description is given in the textbook, you can come across, then copy down the materials. Deals with the connection between language and the brain. Then what is called bilingualism, that is given in the module number 1, what is called language. Then I think all these areas, again I repeat all the areas, what all the areas you have to come across in the unit number 2 in linguistics. Areas given here, linguistics, then is it a science, then branches of linguistics you have to study. Branches of linguistics. Which are the branches of linguistics? Key concepts in linguistics. What is called psycho-linguistics, developmental linguistics, neuro-linguistics, socio-linguistics, anthropological linguistics, literary style linguistics. Am I to discuss literary style? Once again, that already discussed once we took literary style. First point, it is one of the modern branches. Second point, you have to be different from common writers. Once you read intellectual writers, style of writing, it will be different. Either in the prose, in the poetry, they feel, they keep a different style. Either in the coordination of the letters or the words, or even in the prospects. Alright, that is why we call certain writers books we cannot easily read, because their style, literary style of linguistics, their style is different. So many techniques and figure of speeches they use in different styles. So these 6 areas you make a thorough work on this. Then we discussed the different types. Then Noam Chomsky, Ferdinand de Saussure, Edward Sapir, all these exponents we discuss. All these areas that deal with semantics, approaches to study, synchronic, diachronic, prescriptive, descriptive, traditional, modern concepts in linguistics. What is slang? What is parole? What is competence? What is performance? Then all these areas coming in the module number 2 as a linguistics. So we have to make a thorough with all these areas. All right, then we study detail in about linguistics, and I try to give you one assignment. This assignment you have to prepare. Assignment method that all other teachers give you assignment. I should get this assignment before 20th of October. 20th of October. You will get almost 1 month time. You write, all right, a detailed description on what are the different areas of modern linguistics. Only one assignment from this area I give you, and like all other teachers, I don't give you so many assignments. Only one assignment that you have to keep. Your class leader will give more direction in this regard. You have to prepare assignment, take photographs, or what you call scan it and send it to my mail ID. The mail ID I will give you later. So you get ready. Your essay, the assignment should not go beyond 250 words. You write in detail materials given in the class in addition to what is given in the textbook. Don't copy down as such from the textbook. You refer any other areas and make a good assignment. Topic is, what are the different areas of modern linguistics? You make a compulsory question in the exam. You can't write linguistics exam without this question. This question will definitely come. So get ready, make an assignment on this, write at least 6 types are already mentioned: psycholinguistics, developmental linguistics, neuro-linguistics, socio-linguistics, anthropological linguistics, and literary style linguistics. And get ready and write it and send it to me once I give you my mail ID in future. So I hope linguistics as a topic, page number 77 in your textbook syllabus given. You check your syllabus and go through each area, make small notes, detailed notes. Once college reopens, I am ready to give you. Then you just study and enjoy linguistics and write exam. You come with flying colors into the college. You will be happy, I will be happy. Thank you very much.